We're here on a very merry Christmas Eve.
Are we live?
We are live.
Oh, happy Merry Christmas Eve. It's a special Christmas edition
It
of
is.
the Legends Clubhouse. Welcome. I am Bobby Kaboose, as always. Um, through that camera, through the other side of the camera, inside that jolly room
Jolly,
is
jolly, jolly.
Lawson Turner. What's going on, man?
Bro, it's that time of the year. The most wonderful
The
time of the year, as some people say.
most wonderful time of the year, most magical time of the year, Christmas
Mm-hmm.
miracles, all that jazz.
And for,
It's the holiday season, and don't you know, your mom's a hoe coming down the chimney now. Yeah,
yeah, bro, so it's a special, Christmas Eve episode. So, we can get into, some
we're
of
talking about Christmas today. Everything Christmas.
everything Christmas, from traditions to movies to
Christmas dinosaurs.
that is a nice Christmas dinosaur. Where'd you get that?
Thanks, man. The Salvation Army. Salvation Army's finest for five. I think it was 4.99.
I think you've said in the past that Salvation Army is great for the ugly sweater contests.
They are because you get the actual ugly sweaters, mine, without having to go to like Kohl's to like buy like what they make as an ugly sweater.
Hmm.
See, that's the key, man. You can't just go buy an ugly sweater that's made to be an ugly sweater. You have to find one from like the 70s or 80s or early 90s that is like a legit ugly sweater that people bought for fashion reasons, not to be you know, ironic.
Yeah, though, but it's always great, from the colors to the cold weather outside, depending upon where you live. And I'm sure you're dealing with snow and sleet and all that good
We
stuff.
are not. It's been like close to 50 the last couple days, so it's been nice.
Wow.
In the mid 40s, and all the snow melted because it rained the other day. So
Uh huh.
we don't have any issues. It's Friday. It's supposed to sleet, but we are going to have a green Christmas this year, which is okay with me.
Hmm.
Snow is acceptable one day of the year, and it is tomorrow. But if it's not there, it's okay.
Yeah, with tomorrow being Christmas, what are some of your favorite, like, whether it be foods or Christmas shows, movies, episodes? Because we've had, over the course of time of entertainment and things like that, they've had a lot of Christmas Day, episodes or themes or things like that. And it seems like every year they come up, they as in like South Park, Family Guy, American Dad, The Simpsons, they always come up to have their own individual twist on, Thanksgiving. I was about to say Thanksgiving. I'm
Thanksgiving. You
I,
should say Thanksgiving.
I'm just so thinking about like the Christmas food because it's not too different, from Thanksgiving food.
So, the greatest episode of Christmas TV
Hmm.
is Family Guy Road to the North Pole, I believe it's called,
Hmm.
where Stewie wants to meet Santa Claus because he's going to kill him. And so Brian takes him to the North Pole, and Santa is this little crippled old man because he's overworked and he's got a huge factory pouring in pollution into the air, and all the elves are inbred, and they are, let's just say, retarded. And then the reindeer eat the elf flesh. So that is and then they take over as Santa Claus to try to help him out. They break into the first house. It's a disaster. It takes like 2 hours at one house, and they
Hmm.
don't know what to do. So they have to get everyone's Christmas spirit up. I think that's the greatest Christmas episode of all of the shows in the land.
Hmm.
And I make sure to watch that every year. Um, as far as food, because we'll get more into
Yeah.
TV shows and stuff like that. But as far as food, like we don't have anything special. Like it's a nice meal, but usually there's like a ham involved, which
Hmm.
is fine. A Christmas ham. But anyway, and besides that, it's like you said, it's similar to Thanksgiving, but we don't have traditional meal?
All the fixins and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
For
Do you have a traditional like is it like are you do you know what exactly you're eating tomorrow or today?
um, a lot of it is not the exact same as Thanksgiving because obviously no turkey, but other than that, there's your your mac and cheese, your dressing, chicken. I said chicken. Ham. Well, someone might do a smoked chicken, but there's a lot of similarities when it comes to Thanksgiving and Christmas down here in terms of
Do
food.
you what are some of your traditions? Like what are you doing today, tomorrow, maybe Friday?
So to maybe Friday. So today we're going over to my sister's here in a couple hours. And then tomorrow, you know, call friends, family that aren't here. Wish them Merry Christmas and stuff like that. But with it being tradition for my entire lifetime, there's a full 5 game slate of NBA basketball. I'm not really too hyped up for the Christmas side of the NFL for this year, this slate, because I mean your Detroit needs to win, and I'm sure they will win. But the other two games
Oh,
are kind of, yeah, the other two games are kind of chew them up and spit them out per se.
mm-hmm.
Especially the late night game with no Mahomes, no Gardner Minshew going against Denver. Yeah, Denver's gonna they're gonna put some paws on them.
Yeah. So Christmas Eve today,
Yeah.
I have it's probably close to a 10-year tradition now. We
Ooh.
used to like as a kid, I used to go to my uncle's house for my extended family. Well, when my grandma passed, a lot of the cousins stopped going.
Mm.
And then when my uncle passed, like we just stopped doing anything in general on Christmas Eve. So for the last probably 10 years or so, one of my buddies, he has a very small family and doesn't do anything on Christmas Eve either. So we get together. We and now the girlfriend is involved in it too. So now the three of us put $100 each and get $300 worth of scratch off tickets. We will have a lot of snacks, probably edibles,
That's
and
amazing.
watching some movies tonight while scratching said lottery tickets. And so we've been doing this for, like I said, my friend and I, Sam WO, for those who pay attention to the 64-bit
I
legends.
got a question though
Um,
about the scratch offs. I got a question.
yes.
Is it like a specific kind, or is it just like, hey, let me get like 7 rolls of the dollar scratch offs, or is it like crosswords? Is there a specific,
So
or is there like
there's,
a Christmas
we don't
themed?
we don't do crosswords because they take way too long. Um, so what we do is with the $100, and this kind of happened within the last year or two,
Mm-hmm.
where we went to this format. So everyone gets a $20 scratch off. Everyone gets a $10 scratch off, and then the rest of them are fives. And we also have leftover scratch off money from the stack that, from our winners from the previous time. So
Mm,
we will have probably around just over $400 worth of scratch offs
that's awesome.
to do tonight. And so the crazy thing is we've been doing this for like about 10 years.
What's the biggest
We
y'all? I was about to say, what's the biggest like winner?
We have never gotten a ticket that's worth more than $50. Um,
Oh, that's kind of
and it's
disappointing.
crazy because like how many years we do it. I'll try to like I just went up to the liquor store about an hour ago to get said lottery tickets, and a lot of times I'll ask is there one close to the end of the roll, and I'll buy the end of the roll off.
Mm.
But there wasn't this year, so I got a variety of stuff. Um, and yeah, we've never had a more than a $50 winner on a single ticket, which is surprising to me. You would think we would get like a hundred or you know
At least,
that'd be awesome if we got
right.
like one of the big winners.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, usually we will end up with about probably on average we probably out of $300 we usually end up with about 200 worth of winners,
Hmm.
and then we recycle and do it all over again. So, you know, it's we play until we're out, pretty much.
Does the
But there
liquor
was
store?
one year that we kept going back up to the liquor store and buying more because we would win a certain amount and then go back and
Yeah.
get more and come back and get more. But but yeah, so that's what we do on Christmas Eve. Tomorrow, the girlfriend, the father, and I will exchange gifts in the morning.
Mm,
Uh, Go to the girlfriend's family's house, do our Christmas day there, including eating dinner, and then coming back here to spend a night with my dad since tomorrow is my mother's birthday, and
mm,
since her passing, we try to keep him company, Christmas night. But yeah, that's pretty much the 2 day event, and then we have extended family. The following couple days. My sister
mm.
gets into town on your birthday, which I've been
Nice.
plugging for 7 months now. Um, so we'll do our family Christmas Friday night,
Nice.
an aunt's house on Saturday, and a cousin's house on Sunday. So we have,
It seems
uh,
you're just all booked up.
dude, five plus days of shit. And it'll be fun. It'll be
Hmm.
fun. We're looking forward to it, but it is a lot.
It's always interesting too because you brought up when whenever extended or older family members pass away, how like some of the traditions like just kind of slowly start to fade,
Mhm.
and stuff like that. And that's one of the things that I've noticed over the years. It's like, well, there are certain family members that kind of they seem to keep everything held together. And then
Mhm.
when like when my mom's mom passed away, it was like, dude, we were all like so super tight. And then when she passed away, it's like, oh well, y'all really ain't like super tight like that anymore. Or as it portrayed, was it just a, oh, we're just gonna show up just for her mom and stuff like that.
Yeah, and from my experience, not only with my own family but with friends,
Hmm.
I feel like once the grandparents go, if the grandparents are involved, once they go, that's one big hit. And then yeah, it's like my uncle, he always used to host, and then once he's passed away, people just kind of stopped doing stuff. So unfortunately, but so if it wasn't for my sister, I don't know if my sister kind of organizes a lot of the Christmas stuff now.
Hmm.
So if it wasn't for her, we might be in just looking for
SOL.
shit to do as
Yeah.
well. But um, so yeah, man, Christmas. So what is okay?
I just thought about
We have
something.
a
I just thought about it.
go ahead.
Don't ask me why this is so off topic. It just randomly popped into my head. The liquor store that you get your lottery tickets from. I remember growing up, whenever I would go into like convenience stores, gas stations, X, Y, Z. Um,
Hmm.
if I close my eyes, I can imagine it. Whenever like there would be big winners for scratch offs. Like if someone won 10,000 off a scratch off, they would like damn near nail it or staple it to like the wall, and like it would just
Yeah.
be outlined. Do they have that at your guys' location where just like there used to be just a plethora of this person won 25 bands off a scratch off and stuff like that, and they would just be all over like.
In certain ones they do. This one, I think they keep it up like only for like a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
The specific one that I went to, I didn't see anything like that,
Gotcha.
but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have seen it around, like when there's a big winner, like, oh, this gas station sold $1 million ticket or
Yo, if a
25,000.
gas station sold $1 million ticket, there'd be lines wrapped around the store.
Apparently there's one, I forget where it's at in Michigan. I think it might be in Howell, which is probably about an hour away
Mm-hmm.
from here. There's one called like the luckiest store in Michigan. They've sold like I think like $5 or $6 million plus lottery
Damn,
tickets. And it's like the most, in the state of Michigan.
that's
I just
nuts.
heard this on the radio within the last couple of weeks, but I forget what the exact location is. Um,
That's kind of nuts,
but
bro.
yeah, so hopefully tonight I'll be able to retire and call it a day. But so as far as Christmas movies,
Hmm.
Do you have any that you must watch every year? Do you have any that you watch on Christmas? Do you, what are your top
Oh,
Christmas movies, etc.? Let's talk Christmas movies for a little bit.
one of my favorite. Okay, it's Christmas themed, but it's based off a show. But
I,
it's Die Hard. No, we're not calling Die Hard a Christmas movie.
it is a
And
Christmas movie.
okay, so by definition, what's also funny is I didn't know this until a couple years ago that I guess in the Lord of the Rings, where the Fellowship takes off, is
Hmm.
around the Christmas time in their calendar. So I'm
That's
like,
not
well, fuck it, that's a Christmas movie too.
that's not a Christmas movie. Die Hard takes place at a Christmas party, office Christmas party. So that's why it's a Christmas movie.
See, no, but so one of my favorites growing up was the Drake and Josh Christmas movie. I don't know if you've ever seen it or Drake and Josh the show. A little
No,
after your
man.
time.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I was probably in my 20s when you were watching that.
so Drake and Josh they help not fun, but they help organize like this foster home of kids who've never had Christmas, and so there's highs and lows of them finding out that Santa's not real because we don't even know yet, and
Mhm.
then they at the end it's awesome because they end up decking their whole house out, and the fact that they're in California and there's no fucking snow. um Drake and Josh get this amazing idea. Let's get like a wood chipper, but we'll just buy like big ass blocks of cheese and just shred it up to look like fucking snow. And I'm like,
Why
yeah,
cheese? Why
be-
not like ice?
because they tried ice and it shot ice shards everywhere.
This is
Listen,
ridiculous. No one thinks cheese is snow. Not even people from Wisconsin.
if it's super fine grated, it's like kind of snow, kind of, sort of, not really. But listen, we don't poke fun of the Christmas shows or movies.
Yes, we do. That's
That was
what you're supposed to do. So there's an episode of Saved by the Bell,
uh
right? This is before your time, where Zach Morris, everyone's 90s teen heartthrob, um,
Heartthrob's amazing.
he is always chasing the girls, and he finds one at the mall, and is wants to take her out on a date or whatever. And he finds out that her father had lost his job and they were homeless. And he was, shaving and, somewhat ghetto showering in the bathroom, and he was trying to get a job, and then his daughter had gotten this seasonal job at a clothing store, and she had put aside a suit for his dad, or for her dad, to so he could have something nice to go on interviews with. And that damn Scrooge of a store owner thought she stole it, and so he fired her. And then they had the boycott being in the Christmas play, until he rehired her. And Zach's always looking in the wrong places for love. But yeah, her homeless father was a loser, and then they made him a winner by getting him a suit.
Mm.
Yeah, man.
See,
So there's some great episodes out there.
mhm.
Gotta
um,
find them.
there we've already touched on like the Family Guy one. I remember there was and I think I brought this up like last week. There's an American Dad episode where uh fuck Stan's son Steve accidentally kills Santa, and so everybody gets cursed. And then there's a giant
Yeah,
shootout at the end between Santa and the elves and the Smith family, and it's amazing.
yeah,
There's a
yeah.
lot.
It
There's a lot of
is
really
a
good
great
ones.
episode. So, as far as movies, like,
Hmm.
you got your Home Alone ones, and you got your Home Alone
The
twos, and
classics.
if you're fucking crazy, then you got your Home Alone threes, and I think there is a Home Alone four that I've never seen.
Yeah.
But so you got your Home Alones, you got your Elfs. That play all the time. You got your, we're gonna watch Christmas Story. I
Classic.
guarantee at least probably three times tomorrow, or at least put it on three different times
Yeah.
and see, start at different points and watch it. Um, You got your Christmas Vacations. That's always on. My One of my personal favorites that is one of those borderline Christmas movies is Just Friends, because it happens during, most of it is he's back for Christmas vacation. So,
Mm,
or, his plane had to land because what's her name? Anna Faris
mm.
puts non-microwavable thing in the microwave, and the plane goes down and has to make an emergency landing in Jersey, and that's where Ryan Reynolds is from, and he's back in his hometown for the first time in 10 years, since he was fat, and now he's a like an agent for celebrities, and it's an amazing movie. There's
Mm.
so many one-liners, and I love that movie. I'm trying to think of Violent Night. I was watching a little bit last night. Have you ever seen Violent Night?
No.
Oh, dude.
Good.
So Hopper from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
He plays Santa Claus, and
Of course he does.
it's a mix between Home Alone and John Wick. And it's a great movie. I was watching that a little bit. That came out a couple years ago. Um, it's a very entertaining movie.
And then
Let me
you've
see.
got your even more throwbacks like your Frosties and your Rudolphs and all those
Yeah,
jazz.
man.
Yeah, dude.
Well, so now it's a little difficult to watch Frosty now because the girlfriend is against him because the guy Jackie Vernon who voiced the voice of Frosty,
Mm.
we found out within the last month or so that he had two secret families and was married to three women at one time. So now we have a little bit of a bias against Frosty. I keep telling her, I'm like, it's not Frosty, it's the man behind Frosty. So we can still watch it,
Right.
but there's some angst
Sep-
behind it now.
Separate the art from the artist.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. So I mean, he did. Hey, for his credit, he did name two of his sons Ralph, so he wouldn't mix them up. But
Makes sense to me.
there's also, Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, and the Island of
Classic.
Misfit Toys. I feel like you would fit in right with the Island of Misfit Toys. Um, I feel like you would be an elf that would want to be a dentist. Um, like Kirby. I think his name's Kirby. Kirby?
Someone's got
Kirby?
to.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Kirby, you got the Jack in the Box that doesn't work, and all those other stupid toys. Running from the abominable snowman. Um, yeah, man, those are great. The Baby New Year. What else is there? The Grinch. I
That is one we
so
didn't touch on.
wh- so which Grinch version is your favorite? Have you seen all three?
I There's a third one. I've only seen the cartoon one and then the live action one with who
Jim
played,
Carrey.
yeah, Jim Carrey, yeah.
So there's another one that came out in like 2018. It's another cartoon one. I was actually
Hmm.
watching some of it last night. It's actually pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
The Jim Carrey one's probably my least favorite. I probably like the original because it's like 22 minutes long, and
Yeah.
then this one last night that I was watching was pretty entertaining. So each one of them has its own like twists as far as the
Right.
story of the Grinch. Um, but the best is watching the Instagram videos of, kids getting their presents taken away from the Grinch and like screaming and like, freaking out.
One of my buddies, Vinny, we were talking to our mutual friend Danny, and he was like, Vinny was like, should I come over to your house and take, his son Knox's toys away and just dress up as the Grinch? And I'm like, dude, that'd be fucking hilarious.
See, I heard something also like a
Uh,
couple of years ago that if you have a child that's, on the border of being on the naughty list, what you should do is wrap fake presents. And when they're acting up, you take one of those fake presents that nothing is in, and you just throw it in the fireplace and let it burn, and be like, okay, you want to keep acting up? I'll keep throwing more in there.
I'm gonna scar that child for life.
Hey, get him on that nice list. You
Got to.
know, if that little elf on the shelf ain't doing his job and watching over, like, You know, if he's not sprinkling the magic of making your kid act fucking normal and not like a little bastard,
It's
then you
so
gotta
funny you
go
bring
into
up
extreme measures.
It's so funny you bring up Elf on the Shelf because I saw this TikTok the other day, and this kid's iPad broke, like the screen was cracked, and
Mhm.
this kid went and grabbed his Elf on the Shelf and brought him and was slamming on his bed like, "I want a new iPad, fix it." And I'm like, bro, you're defeating the purpose. Don't be beating on the elf.
Yeah, you're not supposed to touch him, dude. It loses its magic if you touch him.
I remember
Oh
seeing
man.
clips of people like that would leave out your milk and cookies and stuff like that. They would, the parents they would drink half the glass of milk, leave a cookie with a bite out of it, and then they would take
Mhm.
uh powdered sugar or flour, and they would like take giant Christmas boots, and they would put a bunch of feet prints all over
Yeah,
the house. And I always thought that was
yeah.
really creative.
So, a funny thing, I read actually, I think I read this yesterday on a Instagram meme
Hmm.
that Home Alone, he put Kevin McAllister after the robbers get arrested, he puts out milk and cookies for Santa. Well, unfortunately, when he wakes up, because he's home alone, the milk and cookies seem to be untouched. So we think that there might be a thing of Kevin McAllister finding out that the spirit of Santa Claus may live on, but the
Mm.
physical Santa Claus may uh, be still at the North Pole.
I just thought about
Um,
that.
so yeah, I never really thought about that either, and I was like, that sucks, dude. Not only was he left alone for Christmas and had almost got killed, but he
He's got to
also
find
finds
out.
out the truth behind old Saint Nick.
Hmm. Yeah, though, but it's just I enjoyed the vibe of this time of the year. Just I don't know if it's the cold, I don't know if it's the lights, the spirit, just something about it. Just kind of it just warms my cold heart.
Yeah, so your heart grows 3 times the size,
Three
like the Grinch.
three times the size, and my nose might turn a little red, and I hope it's not a tumor.
I'm pretty sure if your nose turns red or that thing happens with your heart, it's probably a tumor, and you probably should get it fixed or looked at. Um,
That's another one of the best, like just short one-liner cutaways for Family Guy.
yeah,
Is it
Rudolph.
Is it fairy dust? No, it's a tumor. Is it a magical tumor? You have 6 months to live.
Um, but
Right.
yeah, so, I think me and you kind of grew up in a similar situation where our families weren't very wealthy, and
Yeah.
we had enough to get by.
Hmm.
So, but how what? Give me some of your favorite childhood Christmas gifts. What did you receive as a child that you were like, fuck yeah, man? I can't
I
wait to show
remember.
Eddie down the street and shove it in his fucking face that I got one of these.
I remember when I first started to get into like Star Wars and stuff like that.
Hmm.
My mom
You
got
got a
me.
Jedi mind trick?
Huh?
You got a Jedi mind trick?
I wish, bro. That'd be sick. Um, she got me this it was like a hologram Darth Vader action figure, and it was super cool. And because it was like blue see through like a hologram, and I just thought it was super sick
Mhm.
looking, right? And my dad, being my dad, was explain because he still has a shitload of his like old Star Wars stuff from like the 70s and 80s and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
so he said, if you don't open it, maybe one day it'll be worth some money because after so long it doesn't turn into an action figure. It's like a collectible now, right?
Yeah.
And
But no kid wants to hear
I'm
that.
like, fuck that. I opened it and started just playing.
Right.
I'm like, I don't give a damn about none of that. And what's funny is I looked it up. Like however many years later, I was like, you know what? Let me see how much one of those is worth. No, and the I guess action figure at the time was worth, I don't know, like $15, however much it was. It's now like worth 90 in box. I'm like, damn, it grew in value. Nice.
Yeah, I could put that on a parlay.
For real, bro.
Um,
It's a nice slip.
no, so I do have one thing similar to that.
Uh
That's actually still in the package. And I was kind of like the same thing. I was like, thanks. I got my uncle, who's actually my godfather. He had gotten me um a football, It was a Michigan football
Mhm.
for the 97 national championship team, and there was only like 3,000 of them made.
That's
So I
fire.
have one, and it's in the case that it came in.
Mhm.
Um, and I was like, cool, like, but I kind of want a football to play with, but I'll get that later. But I still have that.
Mhm.
My favorite gift as a child, so I got to break this down to you. When I was a kid, I was one of those kids that would wake up at like 5 a.m., run downstairs. I couldn't sleep, but we weren't allowed to open gifts until the
Everybody's up.
yeah. So it wasn't like, I see some kids and I can't believe that like households allow this, that they can run down and just start opening gifts without them
I
being there.
I've also heard things of like you can open one the night before. The fuck you mean open one the night before?
Right.
Like what? It's
Yeah, doesn't that
Christmas.
doesn't that take away the whole thing of Santa Claus? But anyway,
Right.
unless it's a specific gift from somebody. But so,
Right.
okay, so this was 1996. So I was 9 years old and
Mhm.
I run downstairs and you look at all your presents. We used to get them stacked, each person had their own stack. And
Mhm.
I'm looking at my stack and there's like three gifts. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I thought I was good this year. My brother, my sister have like 10 gifts.
Piles.
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and like dude, I started like bawling. I was crying and I was like, I'm like, I can't believe it. Like blah 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 blah, dude. So I put on a movie. I think I remember I think it was The Preacher's Wife that I watched with Whitney Houston.
Mhm.
Uh, so and then I fall asleep back on the couch. My sister wakes up, comes down, and then my parents come down about 8 probably, and we open gifts. And the rule in our house is the youngest gets to go first. It's the youngest, second youngest. You open one and you rotate, so everyone gets a turn. Blah 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 until everything is gone. So I am the youngest in my family until my niece and nephew were around. So I was always the first one to be able to open gifts. So I get to this present, it's pretty big, and I'm like, I open it, and to me, I'm sure there wasn't this many, but to me, there was like 50 gifts inside. And I'm like, oh my God. I cried for no reason. And there's so many gifts in here that I have to unwrap. And
That's
it counted as
amazing.
one present. So my brother, my sister had to wait for me to open like 20 gifts in a row.
That's
So I'm
awesome.
opening the gifts. I'm getting fucking WWF action figures. Like,
Mhm.
fuck yeah, I'm building my roster. I, I see these little things like I'm like, man, CDs. Like my sister's like, well, you don't have a CD player. I'm like, yeah, but there's a computer over there. Maybe some computer games, right?
Mm.
So I open this thing and I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, I got a PlayStation 1.
Oh,
And it was the
classic.
greatest gift ever. And the three games that I got with it was NFL Game Day 97,
Yup.
NHL, I think it was just called NHL 97,
Mhm.
and WWF In Your House. And I'm like,
Yes.
for weeks, I was walking around the house prior to this, and it was singing, "All I want for Christmas is my PlayStation." Well, guess what? The big man up north, he fucking delivered, and he brought me my PlayStation, and I was a happy little boy.
That's awesome. I'll never forget the day my dad busted out his old PlayStation 2. He he busted it out, you know,
And you were like, "What the
eh,
fuck is this? Like a PlayStation 5?"
fuck you. No, PlayStation 5 wasn't around then. It's funny because like I can remember closing my eyes and it was almost like Indiana Jones, blowing dust off like an ancient book. He was like, and I'm like,
Yep.
Dad, what is that? He's like, this is a PlayStation. And I was like, wow, what does it do? I'll show you. And we played Soul Calibur 2 for about a month straight, and he whooped my ass every single day. There was not one day, no 3 hour session where he didn't whoop my ass. But then I'll never forget that one time that I fucking beat him, he never touched me again. I beat the fuck out of him. I can't remember the character's name, but he had this big ass stick and he has big ass pokey move, and it was insane. So I beat the fuck out of him with my stick, and then he never whooped my ass again.
Nice.
Yeah, and then there was, I think I remember because there was like a Street Fighter crossover and there was like Hitachi in it and he had like a little noogie move and and it's funny because when he would noogie you, your health bar would, for every hit you took, a big chunk of your health bar would go away. He would just sit there and noogie you and you just watch your health bar just slowly drip down. You're like, no, let me go, no, let me go.
But yeah, man. So the like I miss the days of being a child and opening all your gifts and then being like, Dad, 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 or Mom, 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 can you set this up for me so I can play with it right now? Because I have to play with it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, you get your socks and your underwear and you're like, well, I could probably wait to put these on later or tomorrow. Or I might wash them first.
Dude, every time you're like, why? For what? I want it now.
So, but yeah, is there, is there, like I said, is there any movies or anything that you guys watch specifically, or make sure you go out of your way to do something
um
around these couple days?
Nothing in general. I mean, because we used to every year the day before go see my mom's dad.
Hmm.
And I don't know if he's doing anything because a lot of it's that time where a lot more people are grown and the grandkids are grown, so they're all out doing their own shit. But I always try and find times, because he's super, he's important to me, and so
Yeah.
I'll always make sure. But then when it comes with the Christmas, dude, I remember 2016 might be my favorite like sports day ever because the second game of the NBA's Christmas, it was I'm actually writing a top 5 NBA Christmas games of all time, and little to kind of jump the gun, my number one will be the Cavs Warriors 2016 game. Back and forth, that was peak Cavs against peak Golden State. It was the year Durant got there, and everything from back and forth to the Cavs coming all the way back, and there was a crazy and one dunk that LeBron did where he shook the rim, and then Steph hit a three to put him up by one, and then Kyrie hit the shot with like 4 seconds left on the other end. It was crazy. And then right after that, that led into what I think was, I don't know if it was the first because once again I was 15 for one more day. Fucking the NFL was doing games on Christmas, and that led into a Steelers Ravens game where if we won, we would have won the division, and we were down like 11 the whole we jumped out to like a 10-0 lead, and then we were down 11 just like that, and then Big Ben let us all the way down, and that was when he hit Antonio Brown on the 1 yard line, and he likes it. I think because Franco Harris plays the Immaculate Reception. I think that they called this play the Immaculate Extension because like Antonio Brown was short, but he like reached his arm out and scored. And then I remember because we had like no timeouts, and Big Ben's hurrying up to to spike as we're trying to get in field goal range and touchdown range, and all I can remember is me fucking saying, "Hurry up, you Big Mac, big back eating fucker! Hurry up, so we can, I need this win for my division." And it was just like closing my eyes and going from the Cavs Warriors game into the Steelers Ravens game. Oh, it was finger looking good. It was awesome, dude.
See, the issue that I have
Mhm.
with, well, LeBron sucks, but so I'm not even going to talk about NBA
Right.
but the issue that I have with a bunch of these Christmas movies, right,
Mhm.
is that the father usually is, you know, uh depicted as the asshole because he's got to work.
Right.
And like Jingle All the Way. Like, we've talked about this and how Jamie doesn't appreciate his father's work and is able to get him things that he wants for Christmas. Oh, he's never there and he's not gonna be at the parade. Shut the fuck up, Jamie. Just like the fucking Santa Claus, he's got to work all the time. The little Santa Claus kid, he's ungrateful. And then when his dad becomes Santa Claus, he's like, well, I want to see my dad now. And he shakes the thing, the snow globe, and takes, I used to be a UPS driver, man. Do you know how pissed off I would be when I found a package that I had to go way out of route for? You know how bad, you know how pissed off Santa Claus would be if he's in Tokyo and you shake the fucking thing to come back to New York just to say hi? Like, dude, fucking chill. I'll be done after tonight and then we can hang out probably for 6 months.
Right.
Like, Santa Claus got an off season too, dude. Like he probably doesn't have much going on until Christmas in July, and then he probably in like October probably gets busy again. Like fuck, dude. Like let him be for fucking 2 months. You have fucking 10 months out of the year for your dad to be Santa Claus that you can hang out. No one's going. If you want to go to Hawaii and sleep on the beach, I'm pretty sure not many kids are going to be going up to some fat man with a beard when it's not Christmas time.
Damn.
Just
But I
saying,
mean,
man. Like the fathers need to break, dude.
yeah, dude.
Fathers need to break around Christmas.
110%. And the fact that I don't know. The Polar Express is another really good one, but I think we talked about that last week.
Yeah, I never seen that one because it's about dead children.
It's a,
So like, I'm not. It's kind of
it's
weird.
it's you gotta watch the Polar Express. It's really good.
It's about dead kids getting on a train. At least that's what I hear.
Once again, that's what you hear. Just watch the fucking movie. It's
No, man.
amazing.
Actually, I don't want to watch that movie because the animation kind of freaks me out. And
If
like
it
I've heard
freaks
that
you,
from multiple people.
it freaks you out.
Yeah, the animation is just it's weird. It's like it's not like a normal cartoon.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the
not
animation is
100%.
weird to
Yeah.
me. So I don't want to have nightmares of that weird the train conductor, the dead children, or Santa Claus. So um I'm gonna.
If you're having nightmares about Santa, that's something else, man.
I mean, dude, he can be. People think he's old jolly old Saint Nick, dude, but you know some fat guys with big beards can be scary.
I just
Especially if they start mowing down on something and they have fucking
food all
residue in there.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. Imagine, because I'm assuming that there's not much food at the North Pole, right? They don't have McDonald's and they don't have grocery stores and they don't have Uber Eats. So,
There's eating
I'm
snow.
guessing that he gnaws on deer carcasses and just imagine like that flesh and the fucking blood and all that shit in his beard. Like,
Nasty.
dude, like that's kind of creepy.
Mhm.
You don't
The
want to see Santa after he eats.
absolutely not. Because then
That's why
he's
that's why
twice.
he puts so many cookies in his sack so he can like just freeze them up north to keep them to keep him fed all year. And then once he runs out of cookies and milk, I mean Clark Griswold told us, he showed us how he could preserve milk in bags, and
I
but
just thought about it. After he eats all that, he's double his size. Then his heart really does grow to three sizes
well
too big.
now you're mixing up the Santa and the Grinch.
No, 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 no,
Santa
no.
does.
Listen. A man that big, his heart's gonna be going, 78 miles an hour.
Yeah, but dude, I imagine him being like Bronson Reed, where like he's a fat dude, but he's
Sneaky athletic.
athletic.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's kind of in shape, he's in shape for a fat dude.
yeah, yeah. Though, but I love seeing videos too of like people that are or kids that are grown up, like even people around my age, like genuinely just going and just wanting to sit on Santa's lap just to fuck with him and just asking for
Mhm.
stupid shit, and he's like, what?
Yeah, or unfortunately, you can probably run into a bad Santa,
Oh,
like
dude, I videos of mall
like
Santas
Billy Bob
crashing out.
Thornton. And Santa like pissing on you when he's drunk. But Bad Santa's a great movie too. One and two, both of them are worth the watch.
Uh huh.
My favorite, one of my favorite movies as well is the Night Before, with Seth Rogen and I forget the other dude's name, and then I think one guy's name Anthony McKay or something like that.
Mhm.
Um, he's been in a bunch of shit. I think he's like one of the Marvel people now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is he Captain America?
He is. Yeah. He's like the.
Is
I was gonna say after Endgame, he's like Captain America now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a great movie.
Mhm.
Talk about doing drugs before Christmas.
Fa la
We
la la
good
la la.
good drugs, good drugs. Um, not hard drugs.
Hmm.
But we have a good get from point A to point B story, that takes place around Christmas, and it's funny, and there's a baby that swears and flips people off.
I just thought of. I don't know why I'm just now thinking about this. Have you ever seen any of the Harold and Kumar movies?
I have.
Have you seen their Christmas movie?
The Christmas.
I
I think I've
just
seen it
thought about
once.
it.
I think I've seen it
I
once.
remember loving that movie as a kid. I probably shouldn't have been watching it, but I remember it was fucking hilarious. I remember because that was when the whole craze was the 3D movies, and
Hmm.
they've shot a handful of scenes, for it to be in 3D.
Yeah.
And that's another really hilarious, just good time movie. I feel like,
That one right after next goes right into that.
mhm,
You
mhm.
know, where there's a crackhead Santa, and he's like, "Why you in my kitchen making a big ass sandwich and shit?" While he's robbing him, and
One of my
then he robbed some lady, called her a ho ho ho, and kept on going. It's good solid holiday fun.
One of my favorite scenes from the opening part, other than fucking Dede talking to Santa in his dreams, was when the crackhead Santa's going through and he picks up Craig's baby picture. He says, "Damn, that's an ugly ass baby, eyes cocked like a pistol." And then the whole Terry Crews going in on Catwoman's like, "I like my fish
Yeah.
wet and squirmy," and I'm like, "Yo, what you mean?"
Yeah, he's got a big crush on Tupac, and then
he
yeah,
busted.
Money Mike gets cornered in the bathroom. Yep.
I love how he busts in the bathroom, takes off his shit, and he's got his phone books all strapped up. He said, "Pimp down, pimp in distress." It's also funny too when he uses the pliers and grabs Terry Crews' family jewels, and then
Yeah.
at the end he's like, "Back up! I'll spray nut juice everywhere." And then when he's walking back to the car, he's like, "Craig, you gonna take these? You gonna take these pliers?" He said, "No, I'm not." He said, "Yes, you are." He said, "This your house, your party, your pliers, his nuts in your hand." He said, "I'm not touching those."
Hey,
Money,
at least he didn't go to the Holy Moly Donut Shop.
holy
Oh,
moly, donut shop.
take a bear claw minus the flies. Um,
We top
oh
flight
yeah,
security of the world, Craig, not just the city of the
man.
world. That's it. I'm gonna have to watch that tonight. That's a really good one.
You thought yeah, great movie, man. There's some great holiday flicks for the whole family.
Oh, 100% from ages just out the womb till everyone's age.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, man, it's gonna be a nice couple of days. I've been
Mm-hmm.
listening to Christmas music, getting into the mood, or at least trying to get into the
Mariah
mood.
Carey.
Mariah Carey, some Nat King Cole,
Mm-hmm.
some Michael Bublé, some Wham, some Jackson 5, some NSYNC. Who else is there? A Run DMC, Christmas in Hollis has to be up there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, it's I don't know when they play Christmas until, but I think my deadline will be probably tomorrow because I've been listening to it for a few weeks now. So
Mm-hmm.
it will probably end tomorrow, and the 26th will go back as to business as usual.
Mm-hmm. Do I always enjoy seeing people that go above and beyond for their front yard, where they'll have like the blow ups and lights everywhere and candy canes and all that jazz everywhere. Do Oh, I got one. What's one of the things that when you were a kid and you're opening presents or you see all your presents, you're like, I hope I don't get blank.
I mean, it usually would be clothes. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that's for every kid.
Uh huh.
But now, like, the girlfriend asked me what I need this year. The only thing I told her, I was like, I need socks and beaters. 'Cause I don't want to buy them myself. So
Yeah.
I was like, I need socks and beaters. And she's like, what else? Like, I'll be satisfied with that.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I mean, it's for a kid, it would have to be just any kind of non-toy. Like even like stocking stuffers, like some like the candy and stuff. I was like, I would rather just have a toy. But the worst part was, dude, like when the worst gifts that I got were like I would go to an extended family's house where you would only see them once a year
Mm-hmm.
and they would give you some kind of art project. And I'm like, okay, first of all, I don't do art. Second of all,
I don't know
my
you.
mom my mom was the type of like, don't make a fucking mess. Like with like I don't want to set up all these paints and shit for you to make a mess.
Yeah.
So like I remember like there was like these little there's these little like see-through, they weren't glass, they were like more like plastic, and you painted them and you put them like in the window. I forget what they were called, and they would like
Like stained glass, kind of.
something like that. Yeah, I would get those from someone on my dad's side of the family like almost every year when I was a kid, like when I was like 7 8 years old, and I'm like, I don't want this shit sucks. Like I would rather not get anything. Like just give me a pat on the head, tell me I look cute, like give me a compliment.
Tell me I was a good boy this year for Christmas.
Yeah. By giving me this glass stained bullshit, you just told me I was on the naughty list and you don't give a fuck about me.
I,
So thanks.
I would have preferred coal.
Yeah, at least I could throw it back at you. Or maybe I could make a hot dog later or something.
Mm.
What about you? I mean, I'm assuming that it was
Close.
closed as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. I was gonna say there were a couple years where I like once I hit 14, 15, I kind of it was like the transition from okay, kid to now, more of a things that you may or may not need. And I remember one time my nanny she got me like a couple Nike outfits that were really nice, and I'm like, "Oh, hell
Mm,
yeah, bro," cuz growing up the way I grew up, I was like, "Oh, well, I got some Nike shit." This shit's
yeah.
insane.
Oh, and one of my favorite things I got as a teenager, I
Mhm.
got a red Jordan jumpsuit. Man, I got the
Clean.
jacket, the pants, man, the 23 red and black, fucking
Mhm.
awesome. We went to Nike Town earlier that year in Chicago, visiting my brother, and apparently I said, something along the lines of I really like this or whatever, and my mom ended up getting it for me, and I know it wasn't cheap, and I know that, it was probably the most expensive thing that she had bought into anyone for that Christmas.
Mhm.
And I still have it. The only thing is I don't know what happened to the drawstring in the pants. So now the pants are super loose. I don't really
Mm.
wear the pants anymore, but if I find a drawstring and I'm able to fish one through, then I would be able to wear it.
It's
Um,
amazing.
but yeah, it was dope.
That's super
Um,
dope.
but yeah, we so I think you mentioned like the houses that like put a bunch of shit up
Mm.
and all that. Um the girlfriend's cousin, he actually was on the news, and we just found this out at the actually a couple weeks ago at their Christmas party. He was on the news a couple years ago for decorating his and a couple neighbors' houses like phenomenally. Like I mean like
On the
from
news for it? It's crazy.
yeah, like